Hi friends, I wanted to come on here and share my story with you about how I got started with Young Living. My story actually started lots of years ago, long before I ever even started using essential oils. Because actually before I had kids, I used over-the-counter drugs for everything under the sun. That's how I grew up. I didn't see any problem with it, honestly, and that's just how my life was, and it was fine with me. Um, Now, when I got pregnant with my son, Evan, he was amazing and perfect and pure. And even when I was pregnant with him, I knew I wanted everything that was the best for him. And I just wanted to maintain his purity. And even when it came down to his delivery, I planned for a natural delivery, but unfortunately that did not happen. We had to have a C-section, but once he was born, I took complete control of his life and really wanted to preserve just who he was. And I didn't want to put a lot of stuff into his body. I thought he was perfect the way he was. And so I just really made sure that we were in charge of everything, everything that came into contact with him and anything that went into his body. We actually managed to find a pediatrician that really aligned with all of our beliefs about um, his beautiful perfection, and she didn't use over-the-counter medications or prescription drugs to cure anything, which is what we wanted. And it just worked out so well, and I thought we had made the best decision for him and for our family by doing that. We even made goat's milk formula in our kitchen on a daily basis when I didn't have enough milk to I didn't produce enough milk for him, so we actually made milk in our kitchen from goat's milk, and we added all of the vitamins and everything right into the milk, and it was great. He thrived, and we felt like we had made again the right decision. We generally tried to do more homeopathic, natural sort of care for him when he was sick, which we still sometimes required a doctor's visit to just guide us. But we read a lot of books and Googled everything and tried to find just something that was natural, and we didn't want to put drugs in his body. Um, so we had a great experience with our son Evan when he was a baby, and he didn't get sick all that much. And we thought a lot of it had to do with how we were raising him, to just not put all that junk in his body. We just don't know what's in all that stuff, and we didn't want it for him. So a couple years later, we actually had another son who was named Nathaniel. He was born premature. He was born at only 27 weeks, and he was 1 pound and 3 ounces. That was his weight at birth. And he had to live in the NICU. He had to live in an incubator in the NICU, and we were no longer in control. um, the doctors called all the shots. We felt pretty powerless and helpless. We didn't feel like we were able to care for him in the way that we wanted. He was given, obviously, medication. He had needles and pokes and prods all day, every day. He was hooked up physically to machines and monitors, and a machine that was actually even breathing for him. It was a very hard time to not feel like you get to have a say in your child's life, and to even have to go home at the end of the day without your child was very tough for us. One thing that was amazing was that the hospital did kangaroo care. They supported that completely, which involved us getting to hold him for long periods of time, skin to skin on our chest. And we did that every day for as long as we could. It was a big production every day because of how many things he was hooked up to, how many monitors, how many wires and cords and things. But we did it every day because it was the only thing that we could do to show him our love and affection. Um, he passed away after 3 months, and we're just grateful for the time that we had with him, that we got to love him and honor him. It was a really hard and amazing time of our life. Okay, I'm gonna try to get through this. Okay. After a couple years of healing and emotional soul searching, we had another child, Bailey, who was born in 2015 and was, again, perfect, just like his older brother, Evan, was. And we just wanted, again, we wanted what was best for him. We wanted the world for him. And we wanted to stay as far as we could from hospitals and doctors as much as possible. So we chose not to give him baby Tylenol or any of those sorts of things because we just thought we could deal with whatever life handed us. He was an amazing little baby and just so full of life and just knew what he wanted. And we just, amazing. When I didn't have enough milk for Bailey, instead of using the goat's milk formula that we had done with Evan, we actually found donor breast milk, which was incredible and amazing. And I'm so grateful that there are women out there who have a surplus of breast milk and will give it to moms like me who don't have enough. That was really an amazing thing that we were able to give him to keep him healthy and to keep him happy and thriving. We really just, that was such a blessing for our family. When Bailey was just a couple of months old, I actually attended my first essential oils class. My friend had been using essential oils with much success and invited me over to learn about what she was doing and how it was working for her family. So I went to her class and like a light switch went off for me. It was pretty amazing. I knew then that that's what we had been looking for, that there was a way that we could help and support our family in a very natural way that was also very easy to do. And just we felt like we could handle this, we could do it. And it's funny because even at the time that I went to that class, and even though my kids had never really had much Western medicine, Evan and Bailey hadn't really had like medicine or any of those over-the-counter drugs or anything. I was still using all of that stuff. I was actually still using all of it. And I don't know why that is, why parents and moms especially like put themselves last. We think that this, bottle of NyQuil is not good enough for our child, but we take it ourselves. And for me, that was huge to realize that, our whole family could benefit from these oils and from all of what they offered us. And sorry for that, my kids came home. What I was saying was that once I discovered that I could use essential oils to treat not only my children, but also me and my husband, I was pretty amazed. I knew this is exactly what I was looking for. And I was just so grateful. I was so grateful that my friend introduced me to this way of life. Once I started using the oils, I immediately noticed a difference. The kids were sick less. And when they were sick, I was able to use oils to help them, and they weren't sick for as long as they had been in other years when Evan was younger or before I started using oils. Their sickness just didn't stick around for very long. And I noticed that in myself too. I was getting sick less and I could treat it. It was totally manageable, and I was just so grateful. One year when Bailey was still a baby, he actually got very, very sick right on Christmas Eve and was runny nose, cough. He was very miserable. He was still a baby, and I felt terrible because I didn't want Christmas to be ruined. And I just started putting oils all over the kid every couple hours, just putting oils on him. And then the next day he was good. Everything was great and amazing. And I'm just so happy that I could give that to him, that our family could still enjoy our Christmas, and that I was able to um, make him better without having to go to a drugstore or to a doctor. I think that was pretty amazing for us to be able to do that and what we can do for our kids. Um, since then, we have completely made over our medicine cabinet. It's no longer full of drugs that you can buy at the drugstore. It's now essential oils, and we use oils for everything. The kids ask for oils every time they get a scrape or a bruise or a cut or a stomach ache or a headache, or they need to go to sleep or they need to wake up. All of the things. We use oils for everything, and it's just such an empowering feeling to know that I can offer that to my family and that they are now learning how to use them for their own health and wellness. And I think that's just an amazing thing that we can do for our families. It's an empowering feeling. It's very empowering to have that ability to treat your family. This is amazing, amazing oils that are really, really life changing. I'm really excited about my future. I'm excited about your future. I'm really am excited about sharing my story and getting people started on this journey, because I see so many friends and family who are sick all the time, and kids are sick all the time, and missing school and missing work and all those things. And there's a better way. There is a better way. And I think that you can get there too. It's not hard. um, I just want you to have what I have. And I think that it's an amazing opportunity. And I hope that you are willing to open your heart and your mind to the possibility of using essential oils to help your family and to help you live a healthier life. Thank you very much. I appreciate your watching. Bye bye.